you want to do the proper introductions for us for this game?
Oh, sure, man. Yeah.
All right.
Hey guys, it's Meza, and I'm here with Wawa from PH, as in Team Philippines, and Meza for Team Singapore, and he's kindly put together a friendly match between Team Singapore and Philippines. So here we have the two players. First up, how about Wawa introduce Def, our Filipino player?
All right. So here we have Def. We have him as the red Protoss spawning at the bottom left position. He is pretty much a very good, solid player in the local scene actually, and he's actually competed in the Nation Wars Season 1. He has been consistent in that series, but couldn't really bring home the bacon for the Team Philippines. But still, he's been playing consistently, and he's always in the top 200 in the C ladders. And for Ice, how about a little bit of introduction for Ice, Mr. Meza?
Yeah, so Ice is a legendary Dota player from Singapore. He was playing for Team Zenith and previously Team MVP. If you guys follow the Dota scene, you would have no reason not to know Ice. His exploits are famous. So he's also a Zerg player in StarCraft 2. So he's been pretty active recently. He was active, not so active a while back because he was serving national service. You guys heard of national service, Wawa?
National service? No, what it? Like a National Guard, or like?
It's like conscription, man. We've got enforced conscription. We have to go work in the army for 2 years. So yeah, Ice has joined the army. Sort of like, you know how Boxer left Boxer
yeah.
the Star. Yeah, he had to serve in the army, so he went to the army and started a StarCraft team there. Unfortunately, we can't really start a StarCraft team in the Singaporean army because we don't have an esports scene here, the rival.
That rival the Korean scene, right?
The Koreans, yeah. So Ice is a 20-year-old guy, and he's serving in the Singapore army right now. So he's mainly a Zerg player, but he's been trying to off-race recently, so we're seeing him play Terran. He's a pretty talented player, and similar to Def, he played pretty strongly in the first season of Nation Wars. So yeah, we're going to see some pretty interesting Terran stuff from him today, I guess.
Oh yes, hopefully. And you said he mostly plays Zerg, so he's just playing actually basically random right now, I guess. Like trying out everything that he can, to think of it. But yeah, anyway, what's up with Nation War Season 2, by the way? Is it still gonna be it's still in the works, I guess?
Yeah, it's still in the works. Unfortunately, I think Nirvana tried to get some sponsorship for that, and basically the sponsors pulled out. So we are trying to get a big enough prize pool for people, but unfortunately, because of sponsors pulling out, we didn't really want to make Nation Wars 2 go on because there was already so much stuff going on in the weekends, as you can see.
Yes,
here's a shout out to sc2sca.com. You guys should go check out the news page. I think there's a platinum, bronze. No, there's
that's the BSG, I think. Bronze, silver, gold, and then they have the platinum, golden masters, I think.
Yeah, so there's one tournament going on today. But yeah, enough about the chit chat because now we're gonna swing into the game. I think Ice has gone for a Marker X.
Yes, indeed, a very forward Rax right here by the gold expansion of Def right here, and he's gonna lose a Zealot right there. So good job by Ice, and another Stalker is gonna go on. Apparently, a little bit of lag right here for Meza. Hopefully, he doesn't get disconnected. And Mr. Meza, are you still there? Mr. Meza. Oh, apparently he has dropped, and we're gonna try to resume connection in just 1 second, guys.
I'm so sorry.
It's alright. So I'm glad you made it back. Like you were almost dropped out of the game for 1 second there.
I'm out of the game.
Oh, actually, oh man, that's pretty bad. That's really sad. But anyway, this game is about to end, looking like it's about to end, and because there's already a probe, or all the problem is being pulled out already, as this push by Ice is very very powerful indeed. As there's only two stalkers in the field right now for Dep, and he's about to snipe one down already, and finally a sentry has popped out. But then again, he's losing so many probes right here. Wow, this is not looking good right now for Def. He is really stuck in one base right now, and just having his warp gate technology now. Finally, he has two gates right now, and finally a third gateway is on the way. Still, Ice here is going to be threatening to push in and to do a lot more damage, as good force fields right there by Ice, killing off one marine and trapping it net on the other side of that force field area. So right now, Ice is just basically continuing his push. Gonna be, oh, surprisingly, he's gonna go for a command center. So this push is pretty much over after this initial push right here. So he's gonna go for economy-based build right now. And that's gonna be pretty much ideal, because right now he knows he pretty much has a big lead, killing off a lot of those probes after that initial clash right there. And he's also gonna pick up the center right there. Oh, good job right there by Ice. This proxy barracks is still right here, still threatening. Def right there can't really push out or can't really do anything about that for now, as he's still just maxing out his units and still finding the confidence to move out of his base.
Yeah, Ice is a pretty strong macro player, as in he has the mechanics down pat, so yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. So there you go, finally Ice has lifted up his barracks and just gonna continue to head out to this base. But wow, these barracks might get taken out actually. There's gonna be a big counter push right here by Def. He has a lot of stalkers traversing the field with a couple of zealots as well. He's just gonna forget that barracks completely and just gonna go straight to the base of Ice. But then again, two bunkers are being built right here by the base of Ice. I'm not sure if it's gonna make it though, because right now the enemy, or the stalker army right here of Def is already on the ramp. But then again, SCVs are being pulled off the line. A couple of SCVs going down right there. But Def is pretty much finished with that push as well. It's not really gonna push through us after that push. So good harassment right here for Ice, and a little bit of counter push right there by Def. So both players are just gonna go for an expansion right now, as the Nexus is going down right here for Def, and also for Ice, also already making orbital command right now. So this is very very good. And in the research tab, we'll kick. We have 34 over 42. Surprisingly, Def is in the lead, a little bit in the lead in food wise, and harvester wise. Also, Def is in the lead by one harvester, which doesn't really seem to be that much. But then again, extra four minerals every 3 seconds is a little bit of, can help you out. It can actually help you out a lot. As a robotics base going down right here for Def, so he's gonna go for a 3-gate to Robo Bay. Might go for some Colossus, because he noticed that there's a lot of bio composition right here in the base of Ice, as Ice is just setting up to expand, making 2 bunkers right there by the natural expansion. And he's just gonna try to secure this at as good as possible, so that he won't get counterattack again by Def. But Def here has a very very good size of army actually. There's 4 sentries with that army, and a couple of 5 stalkers in that as well. This can actually do a little bit of damage in the front line of Ice, but then again, Marauders are so good against that army composition that it's almost impossible to run away after you collide with that army composition of Marauders. So the Nexus is up already for Def. He's chrono boosting some probes right now, and also chrono boosting now. He's just making an observer right now, which is very very ideal. You always want to know what's happening inside the base of your enemy. And with a little bit of knowledge inside that base, you're gonna be pretty much comfortable along the way as well, and you're gonna react to proper counters and just make the right choices.
So from what I gather, both of them are going macro, as in the second Protoss has expanded along with Ice. Ice just pushing out a bit, just to put some pressure on the Protoss player.
He just early with the Macarax actually. He did a lot of damage in the base of Def, killing off a lot of probes actually. But then Chrono Boost helping out Def a lot, that he actually caught up with the probe count. But now it's pretty much quiet right now. It's slowed down a bit. Just both players are just concentrating on their macro, as Immortals are coming out of the base of Def right now. I guess this is a good counter to the mass Marauder compilation of Ice right now, because it's only like all Marauders actually with some siege tank, no Marine at all. Barely any Marine. Well, he has a a reactor attached to one barrack, so he's gonna pump out Marine very soon. Then again, he does have that starport, so he might just switch that reactor to that starport and just pump out a lot of medevacs, and that's actually not very good. That's not very good for Def at all. And here we go, we're gonna see a little bit of push right here for Def, or is he? No, he's not gonna push out, he's just gonna be killing off a couple of those loose marauders, or what do you call it? Wayward marauders, or whatever. But anyway, both players are just pretty much secured at both bases. Oh, Colossus is coming out as well. For Def, very very unique combination of army composition actually here for Def. He's not really researching Turbulence right now. Makes you wonder why. Maybe he's just saving up for more stalkers. Probably. We'll see though as this game progresses. As resource tab again, we have 86 over 84. Both players are pretty much even in terms of food, and yes indeed, Ice is making a couple of starports with that reactor starport, or a couple of medevacs, excuse me, with that reactor starport, and two already has popped out. Harvester wise, Dev is still in the lead. It's really not looking bad, really not looking bad at all. After that initial put, you would imagine that Dev is gonna be looking really bad, but then again, he has actually caught up after that push. So Stargate is actually being built right here for Def. So Def right here is just gonna go for every unit producing structure at as much, or every producing unit producing structure that you can possibly make. Maybe he's gonna make some carriers, hopefully, to make to add a little bit of action in this game right here, or maybe some mothership. That would be very interesting if we see a mothership being made right here. And actually not a bad idea, because the army composition of Ice again is all marauders, so there's almost nothing that's gonna be focusing on that mothership if it ever goes out. As I think all the observer of Def also sees the army composition of Ice right now, and he noticed that it's all marauders, so it's not bad to go for air units. Not bad at all. And yes, indeed, a fleet beacon is being built right here. Wow! Wonder what is gonna make, carriers or mothership?
Carriers, man. Carriers are way cool.
Yeah, way carriers. Mass carriers are gonna do so much damage.
Yeah, they have probably the highest DPS, I think, for Protoss.
Oh really? Oh, that's pretty cool. Then again, it's always hard to get to that point when you're making a lot of carriers, because whenever your enemy decides to, he can just easily make a bunch of marines in like a couple of seconds. Like he can have like 10 marines in just like a minute or so, which is very powerful against those carriers. You can just easily focus fire on those interceptors, and surprisingly, that's one of the reasons why carriers aren't really used that much, because of the interceptors. Whenever they go back to the carrier, they don't regen their shield and they don't regen their life. So I think that's why they're underused right now, not compared to the Brood War era. So looking at the army composition of both players, we have 3 Colossus right here out already for Def, an Immortal, and like 10 to 12 Stalkers. And look at the army composition of Ice. He has like 16 Marauders with 6 Vikings actually, and 5 Siege Tanks. So this is actually a very scary army indeed. Right now Ice is just gonna get the gold expansion. As for Def, he has already already went to expand to the second natural expansion, or
Yep.
to the lower, or to the not gold expansion, excuse me.
Well, I kind of like Ice's expansion, as in the gold probably makes him, firstly, it's gonna make him more money, and it's gonna put his army like smack where it can launch an offensive on where Def is gonna be. So, yeah, I think.
Oh yes, indeed. Here we go. We're gonna see the push right here. The Marauder gonna focus fire on this Nexus. This Nexus is gonna go down. Good job right here by Ice, picking up that Nexus right there. And the army composition of Def is really slow indeed, as a couple of carriers are on the way right now. Is one outside already? No. Oh, there's a drop right there. Well, at least a threatening drop. That didn't really happen. So good job right there by Ice, actually doing a ton of damage. And here we go, so many Vikings across the field right now. There's 10 Vikings going to the other side. Gonna try to pick off some of these Colossus right here. These Colossus are pretty much undefended right now, as there are only a handful of Stalkers right there on the field. One volley from that flock of Vikings already takes like more than half of the life of those Colossus. And look at that, one Colossus is about to go down. The second one is gonna go down. Wow, good job right here. So much damage being done right here by Ice. Very, very nice indeed. As the carriers are out already, the carriers are looking really, really shaky right now after seeing this amount of Vikings right here. What do you think? Vikings are good counters to carriers, right? They're very solid.
Yeah, man. I haven't really seen Protoss go gates into Colossus into carriers because the same counter applies. You go Vikings to counter Colossus, and you go Vikings to counter carriers as well. So
Yeah, it is very true. So you're just
yeah,
going for the same build for your enemy, I guess.
yeah, man. It's not. He's not really forcing Ice to tag into a separate tag path. Like say Ghost, you kind of, if you want to force him to tag into Ghost, you can go Templars just to, I just snipe those off. But Ice is not relenting. He's gonna drop, and well, this drop's gonna get cleaned up. No problem. So,
Yeah, it got cleaned up very, very quickly. Barely did any damage at all. But then again, Ice is gonna be, I think, gonna go for a very big push right here. Three carriers are on the field already. Wow, that first carry go down so fast. Wow, Ice is doing so much damage. And finally, Guardian Shield is up already. Immortals, Colossus are going down so fast. No more Immortals. Those Zealots are at the back of the pack, being blocked by those Stalkers. And this is not a good batch right here for Def, losing every expensive unit that he has. And here we go. We're gonna see Ice gonna come in for the kill right here. Gonna try to focus fire on some of those buildings right here of Def. Def warping in more gateways in the front of his line. But then again, those might be taken out as the Colossus. The carrier is about to take it out again. The fourth one is already on the red after it came out of that Stargate. So wow, good harassment right here by Ice. Very, very nice indeed. Those Marauders and Sea Shank army is completely owning the ground, while this flock of Vikings are just completely owning the air as well. Very, very nice indeed. I don't know if Def can still catch up though. There's wow, 4 Medivacs just came in with a bunch of Marauders with that army pack right there of Ice. So this is gonna be, might be the final push. We'll see as Vikings are again, well, just threatening to do some killing right here, entering the base of Ice with no worry at all. And here we go, we can see the push right here by Ice. This might be it. Still Marauders doing so much damage. Those Stalkers are so caught off position right there. Zealots are really full coming from behind. And here we go, Def just Def just said GG, excuse me, blah blah blah. Sorry about that. So good game right there by Ice. Def losing 1-0.